was the most critical and characteristic period of Turkey for its economic growth and development. MUSIAD, which is a businessman association, has a greater vision and a comprehensive approach as it had set foot on its journey. And MUSIAD was founded on the basis of trust, welfare, happiness, justice and development, which were the civilizational values that our nation was longing for, and MUSIAD had integrated those values with the realities of the contemporary times, and praises be upon God, MUSIAD progressed a lot in a shortest time frame. Many other associations and foundations have been founded with similar values in mind. What differentiates MUSIAD from those foundations and associations is the fact that it embraces our whole nation together with those modern values, and at the same time the fact that our nation embraced MUSIAD. That's why MUSIAD is an NGO which embraces and covers the whole nation. In another saying, MUSIAD belongs to nation itself. And you are the staff who receives duty for the sake of nation. The reason why MUSIAD has been attacked by the enemies of the nation is due to your vision and your responsibilities. If you do not forget your responsibilities and your duty to our nation, with the permission of God, no one will be able to stop this sacred cause. On this occasion, I'd like to congratulate and thank everyone who took duty under the roof of MUSIAD and serving to our nation. With its exemplary unity and solidarity, and at the same time its unprecedented contribution to the economic development of our nation, MUSIAD has many more duties which are awaiting itself. Establishing the cooperation mechanism with the public authorities and public institutions and preparing the efficient working platform is the sole indicator of MUSIAD renewing itself. And its special importance attached to women branches are also at the same time indicating the fact that MUSIAD is making use of the domestic and national capital and human resources with the fullest extent possible. In terms of realizing our international ambitions in the international economic arena, we are planning to work much more closely with MUSIAD in the upcoming days. As the investment needs of Turkey is growing, it is the fact that we are in need of such kind of a cooperation and collaboration. The ones who are taking the responsibility under the management cadres are increasing also the spectrum of operation, and this 31 year of experience of the administrators will be strengthened even further, and I'm certain about it. Even despite the challenging conditions of the pandemic, the active and innovative approaches are also increasing our expectations and hopes towards you. First and foremost, I wish success to my brother Mahmut and his administration. And I also would like to thank my brother Abdurrahman for all the services that he have provided for MUSIAD. I also once again would like to thank on behalf of myself and my nation to all the brothers and sisters who worked and endeavored for serving to our nation. Hopefully, we will make sure that Turkey will reach to its 2023 targets together with you, and we will be entrusting the vision of 2053 to our sons and daughters with you. May God help us all on this sacred path. Dear friends, we have fought and struggled in order to make this geography that we live in as our homeland. We have founded the most successful states throughout the history, and unfortunately for the last 200 centuries we are facing the most grave attacks on our homelands. The lands of Anatolia, which hosted many civilizations, the great civilizations, have been deemed by someone unsuitable for us, but thanks to the help of God and the resistance of our nation, despite grave losses, we were able to protect our lands and we were able to construct a future for ourselves. Of course, without taking into consideration what happened in the past, it will not be possible to take the strong steps as we march towards future. As we take a look to the past, we will realize that the foundation of the well-being of many societies has been the Industrial Revolution, which we unfortunately were unable to catch with. In another saying, certain stakeholders made sure that we were not able to catch with the Industrial Revolution. As we were losing many brotherly and sisterly geographies, we were trying not to be collapsing under the burden of those attacks. After we have won our independence war, we have founded our republic, thereby choosing ourselves a new direction, but we were never left alone. As many countries were developing in the field of technology and industry, we had to spend all our times for our internal conflicts, and as a result, we have missed this important leapfrog breakthrough. Right now, the world is at the brink of an important transformation. The global political order is cracking down at the moment. So this new order will be also ringing the bells of the footsteps of new economic transformation. Hopefully, Turkey will not miss this train of economic transformation and will receive the place it really deserves. We have missed all the opportunities in the past, or in another saying, they made sure that we have missed all those opportunities. But how come we can speak with such a high level of self-confidence? Because Turkey, thanks to the strong democracy and infrastructure that we have founded within the last 19 years, is ready to construct its future rather than indulging in internal conflicts. From now on, from the education to healthcare services, from justice to transportation and sportive activities to social aid, Turkey has the necessary ground to realize its targets and ambitions. We have embellished all around Turkey with all the masterpieces and the services so that we make sure that the necessary infrastructure for the economic development is set forth. Together with its brothers and sisters and friends with whom we are sharing the same history and culture, we are engaged on our ambitions and targets for the future. Of course, there are the ones who are trying to resurrect the infertile discussions of the past, but thanks to God they couldn't accomplish bringing those infertile discussions back to our agenda, and we will never allow Turkey to derail from its sacred path and sacred causes. As of 2013, our nation foiled the games played and overcome all the traps set forth against him, and that's why our nation has never stopped supporting us. Our nation has resisted against the toothless supporters and also the messengers of the chaos and the terrorist organization, and our nation has always supported us in our fight against those access. And at the same time, MUSIAD is the sole witness of those economic attacks. The last 20 years of the Republic of Turkey has been the biggest economic development and democracy struggle, thanks to the lessons that we have drawn from the last 100 years. With its economic and military power, Turkey has the voice over the regional issues. Right now, this is indisputable. From the Syria to Mediterranean and Caucasus, we are seeing the reflections of our power. In all important global platforms, Turkey has its own weight and remarkable place. From the United Nations to G20, in every platform we are present, Turkey makes sure that its presence is felt. Turkey is developing its own brand, which is recognized by the whole world in terms of the technological production, defense industry being in the first place. And we have accomplished all those developments despite many direct and indirect embargoes and due to many hypocrisies by the international powers. Climate change, green agreement, and sustainability are among the topics in which we have a very high level of self-confidence, and which are the topics that will be shaping the future, because we are not yearning with what we have lost so far, but we are preparing ourselves for the future. We are shaping our infrastructure accordingly, and we are updating targets and our ambitions according to those new realities. Before I became the Prime Minister, I was wandering all around the world, and I visited Bush the Jr., and I asked him, why don't you give us unmanned aerial vehicles? And he asked for Condoleezza Rice and asked her, why didn't you give Turkey unmanned aerial vehicles? And Condoleezza Rice said, we will give our orders right away so that we will send the unmanned aerial vehicles to Turkey. But back then they gave unmanned aerial vehicles to Turkey for 2 days only, and then they have to take it back. I mean, it's a drone after all, which determines the coordinates of the target. And then they have given us the unmanned aerial vehicle. But we, right now, can manufacture unmanned aerial vehicle, but right now we also have the capacity of manufacturing weaponed unmanned aerial vehicle, and we have gone one step further. We have manufactured the highest segment of the weaponed unmanned aerial vehicle called Akıncı, and we are one of the top 3 countries who can produce it. Baykar cannot keep up with the orders at the moment. So it clearly shows us that nothing can stand in front of faith and ambition. Of course, in addition to all those vehicles, Turkey can also produce the ammunition of those weapons. And all those products are changing the position of Turkey in the field of defense industry. 10 years ago, we have given our promises for 2023 targets, and despite all the sabotages, we are getting closer and closer to our 2023 targets. If today in Gabar, in Bester River, praises be upon God, we have progressed such a distance, it was thanks to those resources. Without those resources, we were not able to accomplish so many great things in our fight against terrorism. But right now, our citizens can wander freely and sit in the streets and the neighborhoods of Diyarbakır. It is thanks to all those developments. This is the case in Cudi, and this is the case in Gabar province. And this is the case both inside of Turkey and outside of Turkey. And from now on, more peaceful times will await us, and we will make sure that we are continuing with this process of development. My brothers and sisters, we will inherit a very important vision to our youngsters. We are coming to the ages when we will be shaping the 2053 vision. When we have carried out the handover ceremony of Akıncı, I was so impressed by our youngsters because 3,500 young engineers were the owners of this masterpiece, and they worked day and night. They exerted a lot of effort so that they have come up with those masterpieces. They were never dismayed, they never lost heart, and they worked day and night, and they, by the way, still are working. And they say that we will come first in this competition, and by mobilizing every drop of our potential together with our men and women, by embracing our vision, we will become ever a stronger country and ever stronger nation. This is what we have become so far. So once you have shown the ambition, then you will leave the rest of it to the hands of the God. I have seen such kind of a generation, and hopefully this generation will be totally different when we have reached to 2053. And I recognize the MUSIAD as the brothers of this generation, and hopefully MUSIAD will be one of the very important institutions which will construct and shape this generation. And also, there will be no ones with enough power to derail Turkey from its sacred cause and lead Turkey to economic, political, or social chaoses. As long as we have the prayers of our friends and our allies, as long as we preserve our unity and solidarity, we will progress even further and reach to our targets and ambitions. In the past, there was a saying that actions speaks louder than words. As long as we say trade, investment, and economic development, certain people despise us and try to undermine our ambitions and targets. If we put those defamation and slander campaign aside, we will realize that those sentences have been articulated for the sake of creating disinformation. All the words that we have articulated have its references in our services and masterpieces that we have created within the last 19 years. As a result, we are constructing all our promises on those masterpieces and services of the last 19 years. In terms of the economy, from the foreign exchange attacks to the coup attempt, and despite the pandemic, we are recovering greatly in our economy, and we are witnessing and observing very closely this economic recovery and breakthrough. You can easily see the trade figures and the investment figures and the dynamism in our investment figures. The increase in our production is visible as well. You know those figures very well. Despite all those challenges, we only have the difficulties of keeping up with the demand that we see in the production. We had many natural disasters. It started with East Black Sea, Artvin, Rize, and then Kastamonu, Bartın, Sinop were the provinces where we had natural disasters. Thanks to God, without needing the help of no one, this nation was born from its ashes once again, and we have overcome all those challenges and calamities. And within 1 year of a time frame, we will reconstruct all those buildings and hand over to its rightful owners. Take a look at the situation of Europe and America. The poverty prevails in those provinces. But this nation has never come to such a point. This was not the first natural disaster. We had this natural disaster in Bingöl, and we revived all those provinces. So within the auspices and leadership of our ministers and institutions, we are marching ahead. Why? Because our civilization, because our culture and our values are different from those provinces. So there is no rest for the weary according to our values. Whenever there is a challenge, we have to intervene, and that's what we have done so far, and we will continue to do so. We have the necessary resources and capabilities to overcome all those challenges. Of course, during this process, huge responsibilities await the business world, MUSIAD being in the first place. Opportunities will not await you. You should make use of those opportunities, and you should make use of these opportunities in the most practical fashion whatsoever, and we should make use of those opportunities by preserving our reputation. Otherwise, we will face and experience the same challenges that China is facing from time to time. So we should make sure and convert those opportunities to value-added gains without losing from honesty. And you should become the pioneers of this economic development. I believe that is what MUSIAD deserves as well. So at the end of the day, we believe that actions speak louder than the words, and we are always showing the basis of our promises with our masterpieces and services, because at the end of the day we have big dreams and targets for this nation and for this country. Without Turkey reaching to its economic development that we desire, it doesn't seem possible that all the tragedies and conflicts will never come to an end in this region. If if you would like to solve the injustices in the region, Turkey should develop economically. As a result, we have a huge responsibility to shoulder right now. What happens in Afghanistan is no different than the developments unfolding in Azerbaijan and Libya. We should extend our helping hand to Libya and Azerbaijan, and thanks to extending our helping hand to Azerbaijan, Libya, Syria and Iraq, we made sure that peace prevail in the region. Thanks to God, we have the necessary preparation and necessary resources to put an end to conflicts in those regions. Dear brothers and sisters, that's why we say that 2023 is an important date. As long as we are protecting our brotherhood, sisterhood, solidarity and unity, if we have overcome those challenging times, a new era will be opened for us, and hopefully we will overcome those challenges altogether. And Turkey is recognized as one of the unique countries at the moment. If God allows, we will go to America for the General Assembly meeting of the United Nations, and we have completed the new Turkish house building right in front of the United Nations headquarters, which is comprised of 36 floors, and we will be carrying out the opening ceremony of that building. And this in itself indicates how much Turkey progressed, and may God enable us to deliver auspicious services to our people. With those feelings in my heart, I wish that the 26th General Assembly meeting of MUSIAD be auspicious. I would like to wish success to my brother Mahmoud and his team, and I also would like to thank my brother Abdurrahman for all the services that he has rendered, and I would like to extend my gratification to all my brothers and sisters. I also would like to send my best regards to all brothers and sisters in MUSIAD. Stay healthy and safe.
Günün anısına hediyelerini takdim etmek üzere 6. dönem MÜSİAD Genel Başkanı Sayın Abdurrahman Kağan'ı sahneye davet ediyoruz. Buyurunuz lütfen.